and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Just a reminder before I get started with this one, if you could subscribe below and click the bell for the alerts, it would be mostly appreciated. It is a new channel and it would be nice to have some people actually subscribing. So today I want to talk about startups. If you've got a startup business and you are looking for a name, you obviously need a name for your business. There are a few tips and tricks that I can tell you about, mostly about keyword research. But unless you have funding, which should be a last resort in most cases, you will be strapped for cash to spend on such things as websites and online marketing. There are, however, a lot of resources that can help you with your new startup. And I will be discussing I'll be doing a series of these videos. So we'll be discussing those options. Now, I'm not a business coach, so what I'm talking about does come from personal experience in regards to my own skills, which are creating websites and doing my own marketing. Once you have your startup off the ground or out of the gates, then you get a bit busier and then you can come and hire me. Would be brilliant. That would be a good idea. Very good idea. So, to begin with, you've got an idea for a business, but you don't have a load of money to hire experts, and so what do? You become an expert in different areas yourself, or at least a pseudo-expert, just enough to get you through, really. First thing you need to do is pick your business name. If you have already done that and registered your company, don't worry, it's all okay. You can get past it. But if you haven't, then here are some tips you might want to consider. Incidentally, some people will tell you not to worry about registering a company. Others will say you need to. If you're serious about your startup and you're going to make it a long-term goal, then I would suggest registering it for a few simple reasons. When I started with my internet business, which at the time was building WordPress themes for clients, and it continued for several years before I chose to expand into online marketing. Now, I was running this as a sole proprietorship under the name of Red Group. It wasn't a registered company, and that was fine at the time. There were some challenges, such as being able to get finance for a car and things like that. Being a sole proprietor and not having a registered company gets very difficult. So you do have those struggles in that regard. So a registered company actually benefits you a lot with tax and stuff like that as well. Another reason is brand presence. You want to start it from the beginning. I ran Red Group for several years and then decided to register my company after that. When I did that, I couldn't use the name Red Group and had to go with something completely different. When I was filling in the forms with you get 5 possible business names that you can put in, my sister just decided to throw in Webley Development. It was mostly a joke at the time, but when it all came back, that's the name I had to stick with, Webley Development. So that's how Webley Dev came about, short for Webley Development. So you don't want to operate under one name for a few years and then all of a sudden be forced to change your name, because it does impact a lot of things. You can do a trade as, but there are some difficulties with that as well. I was doing it for a little while, and just one day I just decided, let's just swap over officially and then continue from there. And I definitely won't look back. It's definitely been beneficial for me. There was also a problem when it came to my Facebook page. If you have a page under one name and you want to switch it to another name, it's not a completely different name. It's actually very difficult, because what happens is, like, I wanted to go from Red Group to Webley Dev. Now, the two names are completely different. There's nothing in the name that is recognizable. So Facebook decides that it's going to lead your audience astray, because now all of a sudden your services are changing, everything's changing, which isn't actually true. Services were not changing, I was just adding to them, but the name signifies that it would. So here's a trick for you. You take the name that you have on your Facebook page and you add your new name. So mine became Red Group Webley Dev. Then you have to wait for 7 days before you can do it again. But after those 7 days, you can then change it to your official new name. So I changed it to Webley Dev, and it was accepted and stuck. So that's how you go about changing your Facebook page. It's the easiest way. If you don't do it that way, you're going to battle. So let's get back to picking a business name. So for this, you have to do some research. What you want to remember is that your business name will also appear in your website URL. And if people are searching for it, then it's better if you've got a name in your URL that is SEO rich, or as SEO rich as possible. Let's say your startup is an office furniture company. What you want to do is perform some keyword research. Now, Neil Patel, bless his soul, absolute brilliant man, love him to bits. If you haven't heard of Neil Patel, go and find him on YouTube and Facebook. Have a look at his sites. He's marvelous. He's got a free keyword tool on his site. Now, he actually bought it, or what I believe, if I've got the story correct, he actually bought it from the original creators, who I think were charging for the service. He added it to his own site and made it completely free. See why I like him so much. The tool I'm talking about is called Ubersuggest. So you can Google search Ubersuggest, you should find it on Neil Patel's site. And it's absolutely brilliant. So what we do is we go to Ubersuggest and type in office furniture, and we see that there are 74,000 monthly searches for that keyword. It's not a bad keyword, so you could use that in your business name. But then under search volume, if you have a look there, sort it so that it is showing the most searched keywords first. In this case, furniture stores is searched 673,000 times a month, and office supplies is searched 201,000 times. So can you get those keywords into your business name and subsequently into your website URL? Maybe even just a combination of them. If you try office furniture supplies, you only get 260 searches per month. So we want to keep the keyword phrase as is. How about office supplies and furniture? Well, that phrase is only searched 50 times a month. However, a search for office supplies will give, if somebody's actually searching for office supplies using the name office supplies and furniture, will give you some leverage because that specific keyword is in there. Then, if for argument's sake, say your name is Benjamin, you could always call your business Ben's Office Supplies and Furniture. You could drop furniture and make it Ben's Office Supplies, and also look at supplying stationery, printers, and everything else that goes along with a well-stocked office, besides just the furniture. So you see how this develops, but you've got to do your research. So the idea is to play around with it. Don't get stuck with some silly name that doesn't describe your business at all. The silly name example I came up with is Hobgoblin Wannahoos. I mean, it doesn't describe what your business is about. It describes absolutely nothing. So if people are searching for you on Google, they're just not going to find you, because in Google they're searching for an intent. It's very much intent based. So with a Google search, they're going to be looking for where can I buy yummy muffins? Where can I get office furniture? Where can I buy office furniture online? Things like that. So If you're using a name that doesn't describe what you do or who you are at all, it's a complete waste of time. You can add SEO to your site, sure, but if you've got an SEO rich URL, then you know you're way ahead of everybody else. So when it comes to your very own startup and business name, be creative, but don't just rely on that. Do your research and try to include keywords that people are searching for. After all, you want to be in demand, and that's the whole thing. That's the whole purpose of creating a business in the first place. And that's it for this week. And just a reminder again, please subscribe below. If you've got any comments, any questions, please add those, likes, shares. I would really appreciate them. Thank you very much, and I'll check you next week.